Hey everybody, it's Kate with Crate Insider, and today I want to talk about winterizing your race car because that's a big question that we get a lot of times from racers. And so I thought in this video we'll give you several tips that I've gathered from different manufacturers and racers to really get you set up for next season and do it right. So the first thing to do is with your engine. Let's talk about your engine first. And a great idea at the end of the season is to go ahead and run a leak down test. When you do a leak down test, you'll find out if your engine is still in great shape or if it might be time for a rebuild. Now, I know in some areas of the country that's not necessarily possible, so you might look at a replacement in those cases. But if you can rebuild, the sooner you can get it to your engine builder, the better it's going to be, because those lead times start stacking up really even this kind of time of year is when they start getting busy, and it only gets worse. And you don't want to put yourself into a situation where you're 4 to 5 weeks out and yet you've got a race that you wanted to hit in 2 weeks from now. So the leak down test first thing. Now, beyond that, with your engine, let's just say it tests fine and you're going to just store it for the winter. The next thing you want to do is to have your engine running and pour oil straight into the carburetor. Sounds kind of crazy, but what that will do is that will completely lubricate your engine and prevent rust from happening, because when it sits there, just sits there, that can be a problem. And I know it's something that engine builders see in the spring, as they see two things if engines are improperly stored. And one is having rust in the engine, and the second is cracked blocks. So that leads us to our next thing. Be sure, especially if you live in a climate that is really cold and gets to freezing temperatures, be absolutely sure to drain all of the water out of your engine. Now, if you choose to have a fluid in it, make sure that you have adequate antifreeze to make sure that it is not going to freeze, because as that water freezes, it will crack blocks and ruin engines, and too many racers find that out every single year. Now, of course, at the top of your engine is your carburetor, and depending on whether you've got alcohol or gas, regardless, you want to make sure that you drain all of the fuel out of your carburetor. And a carburetor, much like an engine, is not something that you want to store in really super cold, freezing temperatures. It's small enough, so try to bring it into a climate-controlled area. You might find that this is a great time of year for you to send your carburetor in for a refresh or a rebuild. Some guys do that every single season, or every year. Some people do it every other year. But again, as you're wrapping up your racing program for the winter, this is a really great time to go ahead and do that. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about your radiator. We were talking about water just a moment ago, and with your radiator, it's a good idea to take it out of your car, and you want to go ahead and you can drain it, but put the radiator cap on and then soak it in a baby pool. Now, you don't want to do this when this is really, really cold, because we don't want any kind of freezing situation. But when you soak that radiator, it's going to let loose of all of the dirt and clay and dust particles that are in your radiator, and you want to go ahead and take it out after a couple of days, drain that water, do it again until this water is coming out almost clear, and then be sure it is absolutely dry before you want to store it. Another thing here, let's talk about brakes. You definitely want to drain all of the brake fluid out of your brake lines. That fluid isn't going to be any good for you in the spring anyway. And also, I've learned here in the last couple years that one of the parts that you want to replace on a yearly basis is your master cylinders. The master cylinders, you can see the price point. They're really meant to be a replaceable item on a yearly basis, and I think some people forget that. So it's a good idea, first of all, drain your brake fluid and replace your master cylinders, or get ready to do that. Another thing, because we're also fouling out the plugs on your engine, you might want to go ahead and order some spark plugs just to have them as spares. And speaking of replacing items on a yearly basis, another one is your spark plug wires. Spark plug wires, of course, they'll run for a little bit longer, but just for the best performance and the best maintenance, consider replacing your spark plug wires on a yearly basis. Now let's go on to shocks and springs and chassis items. So first of all, with your shocks, definitely take them off of your car, and you really never want to store your car, especially on a lift with your shocks hanging. That is terrible for your shocks. But now's a good time of year to go ahead and take your shocks off and send them to your shock guy, and this is a perfect time of year to rebuild them, replace the oil in them, all of that. Another thing is your springs, because you don't want all of that pressure sitting on your springs. So here again, great idea, take the springs off of your car, go ahead and rate them, and that way you'll know exactly what you have going into the next season as well. So some of this is preparing, some of it's preserving, and we want to do all of these things. Now let's talk about your chassis. Of course, it's a given, just like you do on a weekly basis, to go through and do a full bolt check. But you want to take it a whole step farther here in the wintertime. Check all of your drive flanges, for instance, and make sure that there's nothing going on with those and seeing if those need to be replaced. Another thing is you want to go through all of your heim joints and your bearings and find if there are any pinch points in your systems at all. Those are items that you'll want to replace, but also to preserve them, clean and lubricate them. A great choice would be using the Daytona 1 spray lube. Now, I will caution you that I know some guys use WD-40, but if you've ever seen WD-40 dry and then it becomes sticky like gum, you don't want that. So the reason why that happens is because WD-40 contains accelerants. WD-40 is great for a lot of things, but for preserving the lubrication on your racing parts over the winter isn't one of them. However, the spray lube from Daytona 1 has no accelerants. You're not going to find that. It cleans and it cleans and it lubricates at the same time. So now, and also take a look at those bearings. If it's a good time to replace them, again, another good thing to do. Now let's talk about your safety equipment. A perfect time of year to check all of your safety equipment, including like your fire bottle. Any of these items that are SFI certified will have a date on them, and you want to check that date to make sure that you're not going to be out of date on your fire bottle. And also check your seat belts. There's an SFI label right here, and I'll tell you this, I had a podcast interview with Neil McPhillips from Hooker Harness just a few weeks ago, and one thing I just learned, this is a brand new information for me, SFI labels used to coordinate exactly with the month and day that they were done. Now, apparently with the seatbelts, I believe it's July and December. It's one of those two dates. So you can go ahead and get your seatbelts ordered, and they're going to have a December date on them. You don't want to wait. It's not going to do you any good. A couple of years ago, it would have helped you to go ahead and wait until the last minute so you can get every single week out of your seatbelts. Now, you also want to check, even if they're not out of date, go ahead and check your seatbelts. Make sure there aren't any frayed edges, any weaknesses in them, and especially if you've got Hooker Harness seatbelts. Now, I don't know about other manufacturers, but what's wonderful about the Hooker brand is that you can send your belts back in. They will keep all of your hardware and they will re-web those seatbelts and recertify them. So that is a great advantage and can save you a lot of money. I mean, we know seatbelts, all safety equipment is, it's not inexpensive by any means, and it's an investment, and it's great that this continues to pay off for you and that you don't have that steeper price point. A couple of other things is, let's talk about your tires. If you've got any tires that you would continue to use next season, there are two enemies of tires, and that is air and light. So a great solution for that is to go ahead and wrap any of your tires now and while you store them over the off season. This darker tire wrap that we carry in stock, it will block out the light, but it'll also seal in any moisture so you can make sure that they don't dry out. This is also a great time of year you're going to be taking your engine, well, maybe you'll take your engine out, maybe you won't, but check your headers. Take a look at all of the tubes. Make sure that you don't have any cracks, weaknesses, anything like that, because it's a lot easier and a lot faster to go ahead and get those repaired or replaced here in the off season versus waiting until, again, 2 weeks before the first race show that you want to go to. So I hope that you find these tips very helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if you've got some tips of your own to add, go ahead and do that as well. In the meantime, I hope you'll like our channel, subscribe, follow wherever you're seeing this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in another video.